Are you a fan of Marvel movies or animation? According to sources, layoffs have occurred at Marvel Studios, putting the future of Marvel Studios animation in jeopardy. The question remains whether Marvel will be able to produce high-quality animations despite continued budget constraints. Will the layoffs have an impact on the next animations? Does this affect the entire Marvel Studios or just certain departments? And which series are at danger of being axed? Let's find out. To begin, reported staff cuts at Marvel Studios. According to noted insider Casey Walsh, Marvel Studios Animation may face layoffs as Marvel Studios considers its financial future in the face of development issues at the division. Walsh tweeted ominously that he's concerned Marvel Animation will become a failed experiment, prompting a barrage of questions about information the journalist allegedly knew. In his responses, he stated that he has heard some shows are in trouble, implying that some of the MCU's animated series may be experiencing production issues behind the scenes. According to the insider, layoffs are occurring, with creators not knowing what their future holds. Walsh stated that he has heard layoffs at animation, and that seasons will not be greenlit until Marvel Studios sees the performance of the previous season. He pointed out that this is a problem because Marvel Studios cannot afford to wait for such performance benchmarks because they will lose all the creatives behind those shows. This is because animation development takes too long just to see if the MCU higher-ups approve. Next up, what's next for Marvel Studios Animation? If true, this will be disappointing news for Marvel's animated adventures and animation fans. Animation costs money and time, more money and time than Marvel Studios considers worthwhile at this time. Marvel can invest in a live-action show or film, and the relative return on investment compared to the time required makes sense. However, these animated shows are not all and will not be billion-dollar cash cows like their live-action counterparts. The first season of What If received a lukewarm reception, which may have influenced the change in the show's head writer. Perhaps Marvel Studios is considering the reception of its animated fare before expanding its offerings. So, if Marvel is weighing its options and needs to make cuts as the inflationary spiral continues to rise, then Marvel Studios Animation makes a lot of financial sense. But from a creative standpoint, this is a huge letdown. Moving on, future of Marvel. It was an exciting prospect when Marvel Studios announced that it would devote a whole wing of its MCU business to animated properties. Finally, the superpowered giant was venturing into uncharted territory. Animation is an infinite canvas, as Marvel Studios' head of animation, Brand Winderbaum, once said, but MCU animation may not last. If these cuts and policy changes are implemented, it will be interesting to see what comes out and what is announced next. What If? Season 2 and Spider-Man Freshman Year is far enough along to see a full release. But what about those after that? It's a scary prospect because creators may leave because they're left in the dust with no idea what to work on next for Marvel until the studio sees the numbers it requires. Following that, 5 MCU Disney Plus shows in danger amid Marvel cutbacks. The future of Marvel Studios Animation is currently in an uneasy state, putting a few MCU projects coming to Disney Plus in serious jeopardy of cancellation. With the release of What If in 2021, Marvel Studios made its first fully animated outing, delivering a thrilling round of alternate universe stories featuring the voice talents of nearly every on-screen actor in MCU history. This was the first of a series of animated films set to debut on Disney Plus over the next few years. though a recent report suggests that those releases may be jeopardized. Insider Casey Walsh revealed on Twitter that Marvel Studios Animation is dealing with a number of internal layoffs, and that Marvel Studios will not greenlight new seasons of animated shows until they see positive results from those already in development. This is largely due to the length of time it takes to develop animated shows, but it means that the MCU's new venture into animated storytelling could be over before it even gets off the ground. With those rumors in mind, here are 5 animated Disney Plus shows that may be canceled as a result of these layoffs and budget cuts. To begin, What If Season 3? What would happen if Season 2 is already in the works, with new stories featuring characters such as Captain Carter, Melina Vostokov, and the Scarlet Witch, set to premiere next year. Marvel also announced at the San Diego Comic-Con that Season 3 is already in the works, but there is no word on when it will be available on Disney+. Season 3 will at least have a new writer developing the series, as AC Bradley announced her departure after Season 2. But with so much time until these new episodes are likely to arrive on Disney+, there's no way to know whether the series is truly safe from cancellation following the news about Marvel Studios Animation. What would happen if Season 2 will premiere on Disney+ in early 2023? Next, Marvel Zombies. It was announced by Marvel Studios that the 5th episode of the first season of What If would be spun off its full series called Marvel Zombies. Fans were given a teaser for the show at SDCC 2022. After its announcement on Disney Plus Day 2021, viewers can anticipate seeing more than a dozen classic Marvel characters in this alternate universe, both as zombies and zombie hunters. This will follow the release of the first trailer for the series on Disney Plus Day 2021. Even though production on the first season of Marvel Zombies has already begun, fans will be able to stream it on Disney Plus the following year. Fans are already hoping that the studio will continue working on this more adult-oriented project, even though there are no plans for the second season of this terrifying series. This show is confirmed to be the first ever mature-rated show produced by Marvel Cinematic Universe. It is anticipated that Marvel Zombies will make its debut on Disney Plus in the year 2024. Moving on, Spider-Man Sophomore Year. Before Spider-Man Freshman Year premiered on Disney Plus, Marvel revealed that a second season for the Web Slinger in this alternate universe storyline was already in the works. This will be a different Spider-Man than the one seen in What If, bringing nearly a dozen of his iconic villains into the animated realm. However, the wall-crawling entry may only have one season. Although Spider-Man's Sophomore Year was announced at Comic-Con, the entire crew will be made up of different creatives than those who worked on the first season, potentially putting the show in jeopardy of cancellation. And with Freshman Year still more than a year away, this season certainly appears to be one of the most firmly on the chopping block. In 2024, Spider-Man Freshman Year will debut on Disney Plus. Following that, X-Men 97. The entry, X-Men 97, which is a direct continuation of the original X-Men the Animated Series from the 1990s, is the one that stands out as the most peculiar on this list. It is the first X-Men-centric project of any kind to debut under the Marvel Studios umbrella, and the writer of the series, Beau DeMaio, expressed his enthusiasm for the story and his hard work to bring it to life. Even though Season 1 will be released in less than a year, there have yet to be official announcements regarding a second season of the Animated Mutants adventure. Many longtime fans are excited to see the Animated Mutants return. Because these new problems have been cropping up behind the scenes, there is a distinct possibility that this reboot will only last for 10 episodes. The first episode of X-Men 1997 will debut on Disney Plus in the fall of 2023. Finally, Brian Kessler Kessinger's unnamed series. A Disney animator named Brian Kessinger announced in September 2022 that he had signed a contract with Marvel to direct an unnamed animated series for Marvel Studios, beginning in the fall of that same year. His work on Disney movies such as Big Hero 6 and Zootopia, which paved the way for a seamless transition from the Disney side of the equation to the Marvel side, has earned him the reputation for which he is best known. Although Kessinger was one who made the announcement, there has yet to be any further information provided regarding the specific project he is working on or a timetable for when it will be made public. In the event that fans do not hear anything about this entry promptly, there is a possibility that it will be left on the drawing board as Marvel continues to make significant cuts to its animated department. It was a brave and unexpected move for Marvel Studios to transition into animated storytelling during Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Still, things aren't looking as promising as they once did due to a rumor about layoffs and other difficult development decisions. It is still being determined whether this will change as the franchise grows, but the studio has high hopes that fans who enjoy these entries will be able to take advantage of new content releases at the same rate as the studio's live-action counterpart. What do you think about today's video? Is it right for Marvel to suffer layoffs despite their impressive progress? Let us know of your opinion in the comments section below. Well, that marks the end of today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe to get an update on our latest videos. Thanks for watching.